ask you to take your conversations outside so we can move forward with the City Commission meeting? Certainly do appreciate it. This is a specially called City Commission meeting with one item on the agenda. If you would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one item on our agenda today. I do not anticipate this taking too long. And the subject of the meeting today is the settlement of the lawsuit in regards to Washington Square. Let me open with some general comments before turning it over to the city attorney. I want to personally thank all parties involved. I want to thank the developers and their team for always keeping an open mind, keeping the lines of communication wide open, and being able to move the conversation forward. And I am here to tell you that I am so very proud of our city manager and our city attorney and their team that continuously worked on behalf of the City of Tallahassee to bring this in for a landing. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have these large developments, these are not easy. And all parties agreed to that. If it was easy, it would have all been figured out many, many, many years ago. But I'm very proud of this community coming together, very proud of all the community partners coming together to bring this settlement to resolution so we can have this discussion for possible ratification. With that, I would like to turn it over to the city attorney that will walk us through the proposed settlement agreement that has been agreed upon, I believe, by the developers. I will ask for the city manager to provide any comment. Since this is a city commission meeting that will require a vote in action, I will then take or ask if anyone has any public comment specifically on this item. We are not taking comment on unagendaed items tonight because this is a specially called meeting. If you have public comment on this particular item, of course, we will give you the opportunity to speak. And then, colleagues, we will open it up for discussion and go from there. Any questions? Madam Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor and City Commission. As City Attorney, I am seeking the Commission's approval of a settlement agreement to resolve the claims and the cause of action alleged in the lawsuit filed by Fairmont LLC against the City of Tallahassee. Upon the signing of this agreement, Fairmont will dismiss the action with prejudice and appropriate releases to the city will be filed. The suit concerns the legal construction of an easement related to the first floor of the east side parking garage. As a part of the settlement agreement, Fairmont will purchase the easement interest in the first floor of the east side parking garage for $10,000 without competitive bidding, and the 2016 easement will be amended to clarify that Fairmont's interest runs with the land and encumbers the city's property. Additionally, Fairmont will purchase for $177,000 without competitive bidding a 10-foot no-bill aerial encumbrance on the city's property parcel. The parties will continue to negotiate in good faith exclusively with Fairmont, as we have been doing since last Tuesday. We will continue that for 30 days, and in the hope that it will culminate in a purchase and sale agreement for the east side parking garage. Certain terms in the settlement agreement provide that there is a minimum purchase price of $1.5 million, and there are some appraisal requirements and criteria that are also stated in the settlement agreement. The city will not be required to sell the garage to Fairmont unless all parties agree to the sale in the terms for the east side garage. As city attorney, I am recommending all of this, as is attached to the agenda item, as option 1, approval of settlement agreement, and authorize the city manager to execute all documents relating to the settlement on behalf of the city. I would also like to, of course, thank the city manager and his commitment to working with us throughout the weekend, as well as the law firm of Henry Buchanan. Particularly, I'd like to thank Ed Hudson of that firm, who worked tirelessly with us in coming to this agreement, as well as our Assistant City Manager, Wayne Tedder.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, for comment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be brief. Madam Attorney, I would also like to thank you for your hard work. This agreement does represent many hours over the last few days. I can attest to that. I concur with this recommendation, and as I understand it, the developers have indicated that the project would restart, and we certainly are very much looking for a positive outcome. So, again, I concur with the recommendation and recommend your support of this agreement.
Excellent. Mr. Clerk, do we have any public speaker cards?
At this point, I have one speaker. That's Mark Tall. And as with our other meetings, you'll have 3 minutes for remarks on this item. Please, if you'd give your name and address, you may begin.
Mr. Dahl on the item. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. My name is Mark Tall. I live at 2912 Ivanhoe Road. I personally think that granting the easement to the land was the correct thing to do. That was a good job on that. However, to negotiate the land and the parking garage exclusively with this developer, I think is wrong. You have the time, and you can put out an RFP because there's other people that would like to purchase that parking garage. So I would ask you to consider putting it out for an RFP and let anybody that wants to bid on it, bid on it.
Thank you. Any other public speakers?
I have no other ones.
I move the attorney's recommendation, Mr. Mayor.
The Mayor Pro Tem has moved the attorney's recommendation, seconded by the mayor, and we will open it up for questions or comments. Colleagues, any questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I too just want to, this is a tremendous project for the city of Tallahassee. It's something that we all wanted. Unfortunately, we came to the time that we did, the point that we did on the disagreement over the easement. I give so much credit to our attorney. I knew when we selected her that she was one of the best in the nation and would represent us well. And even though we certainly wanted this project because it will be a tremendous boon for not only our downtown, but our community in general, we had to protect the public's interest. And that interest was in the land, and which was paid for with taxpayers' dollars. And so that's what I hope that everyone understands from our perspective as a city. But I want to thank the city manager and all of those that were involved in negotiations, Fairmont for choosing our community for this project, and also being willing to work with us to make this happen. And I look forward to the cranes moving again real soon. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Matlow.
Yeah, to just echo the Mayor Pro Tem's comments, thank you for your hard work and negotiating this. I probably, like my colleagues, don't like to see us on the front page of the newspaper on issues like this, and whatever we can do to work in the future. And I'd ask, our partners in the community to see what we can resolve internally before moving forward. And I'd also like to say, I think just as from a city's perspective, we should look at probably trying not to get into kind of these muddy waters where something is a perpetual easement and that sort of thing, and not just a clear-cut ownership decision in the future. Thank you.
Any further comment? Seeing none, I will wrap up once again and say that this is a proud day to be in the city of Tallahassee. I truly believe that this development is going to help change the skyline of downtown Tallahassee, and we will all celebrate a grand opening once the development is done. The Mayor Pro Tem has appropriately moved the approval of the settlement agreement and authorized the city manager to execute all documents relating to the settlement on behalf of the city of Tallahassee, seconded by me, the mayor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, it passes unanimously 5-0. Seeing no other business to come before the City Commission today, we stand adjourned.